Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Today marks our final day together, and I hope you are as excited as I am to dive into our last lesson. So, before that, let's take a quick stroll down memory lane. What I mean by that is to do a quick recap on what we have gone through in day one and day two last week. So, on day one, we kick off our journey with module one introduction, setting the stage for our transformation. Module two, reintroducing money. Okay, basically, what we've gone through is redefining our perception of money. Then we move on to module three, tune your relationship with money. Basically, is to harmonize our connection with money and at the same time with wealth. And then we end the day of day one with module four, your money profile. Basically, we run through exercise to discover our unique financial profile or money profile, so to speak. And then on day two, we explore module five. Basically, is to talk about trusting your money more. That's 1% or 10 or 20% more. Building the essential trust with our money. And module six, we talk about money pain. So we confront those emotional barriers that we face with a guided meditation as well. And then with that module six, we actually covered the inner part, the inner world, or the inner part. And then we move on to module seven, where we swing over to talk about the external. We have to work on both worlds, the inner world and the outer world, so that both worlds can gel and move like the two wheels of the bicycle in unison, so that the bicycle can actually move you forward. So in module 7, we start to look at the external environment, understanding how our surroundings shape our money energy or money frequency. But we did not fully complete module 7. We stopped at, I think, a few slides, and then we call it a day. So today we'll continue with this module 7. And once we complete with module 7, then we'll dive into today's lesson proper, which is starting with module 8, the internal layout. Once we covered module 7, which is the external, then we'll move into the internal layout and learn how to optimize the space for abundance, the internal space for the abundance, and prevent wealth leaking. This is important. So just remember, this is not a full suite feng shui program, right? This is just cutting out those relevant portion of the feng shui, qi and feng shui, that pertains to wealth and money frequency, right? With that, then we move on to module 9. Basically, once you clear up all the space, internal space, then we want to set up the wealth sector, or strategically positioning your wealth for success in your house. And with that done, basically, we are done for the entire program. But that's not all, because I've added in a bonus module, a very short bonus module, where we'll talk about enlarging your money container. Or basically, this is to expand your capacity to attract and retain more wealth than now, right? It is saying, but master, I never work or do anything how to enhance my wealth. Never work or do anything doesn't matter. You know what? It's a very good question, if because people be asking me, nah, I'm now a homemaker. I don't work, I don't have income. How do I enhance the wealth? Actually, you don't have to worry about the how. You get my point? When we talk about feng shui, when we talk about easy manifesting, we don't really talk about the how. As long as you set it up, somehow it will just show up in some unexpected ways that you never, even think that it can be done this way. So, for example, new ideas may come out. Somebody may just come across, show up, maybe a good friend of you that you have not met, suddenly show up and say that have some lobang, and this lobang is actually pretty decent, pretty legit, and it's a good one. So you have to put in maybe a little bit of money or maybe a little bit of effort, and then there you go. Then you have recurring income. Something like that. We won't know how it's going to show up. But like I say, when we go through all this, we don't care how it show up. So is that okay? Don't care about the how part. Is that okay? Right. So are you all ready to create magic in your life? Type yes in the chat. Just wait for the timing. That's right. If don't care how, you just show up. Okay, ready. Magic coming. Good. Thank you, Elaine. Okay, so what we'll do, we will proceed with completing the module 7. Okay. Thank you, Chong. If Chong. Okay, let's go. All right. So in module 7, the quick recap first. We said that in this program, we just need 2 key templates. But of course, when you go for the full suite of feng shui courses, you will learn more templates. But for now, for the purpose of this money frequency program, all you need to know is these 2 templates. That's it. The Little Heaven 8 trigram template on the left and the Earlier Heaven 8 trigram template on the right side. So the left template, you need compass, you need luo pan. On the right side, no need. All you need to know is where's the left, where's the right, where's the front, where's the back. That's it. That's it for all you need to know on for the right side template. And we went through the step number 1. Before you can do anything, you have to find your facing. Right. So where's the facing? I think yes. Last week we talked about your intention. What is your intention? Is it talking about the whole building, or is it talking about your neighbor's unit, or is it talking about your own unit? So for most of us here, I think the intention is our own unit. We don't care about our neighbors. So therefore, since our intention is our own unit, the center, the focal point will be our own unit. So looking at our own unit basically is to look at the bright hall. Find where is the bright hall. Okay, and here, according to I Ching, it says that bright hall is a site of the house that has the maximum opening to take in the external qi. I mean, from the outside from the outside, and this is also the one that you use to determine the facing of the house. So basically, I've shown you one example. Basically, this is the one. If let's say you have a floor plan layout like this, the upper side, where the blue arrow are, basically is the side of the house that has the maximum opening to receive the qi from the outside. As you compare to the door on the opposite, which is only one small opening. I'm not saying the main door is useless. Main door has its own other purpose because we are receiving, every house is receiving different type of qi. When we talk about the bright hall, we are taking in the tian, the external environment. Okay, the external environment, which is from the nature, from the universe. I mean the yang qi, basically the universal yang qi. Ratana, you cannot hear. Okay, you just re-enter. I'll wait for you. Okay, in the meanwhile, any questions while we wait for Ratana to re-enter? All clear about bright hall and facing, right? Okay, welcome back, Ratana. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Let us resume. Okay, Eve has a question. Eve is asking, Master, if we go for casino, should we leave our hall window open so that qi can flow in? You go casino, No, it doesn't work this way. It doesn't work this way. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't work this way. So if you go to casino, especially casino, the casino operator, most of them, I would say most of them, including those casino in the West, which I've seen before in, for example, Las Vegas, they have their own way of setting up their own casino feng shui. So basically, if you only have done up some normal feng shui, and if you go into the casino, most likely you'll be greatly influenced by their casino feng shui. Most likely lah. Okay. So therefore, when it comes to gambling, once you have little winnings, better quit. Better quit. Quit means make it your day. Or otherwise, it's a matter of time that you return everything back to the casino. Their setup is pretty powerful. Okay, so let's come back to this floor plan again. So we talk about the blue arrow side of the house, whereby it has the maximum opening, which that one we call bright hall, and the bright hall also equal to the facing of the house. So for this house with this kind of layout, the blue arrow side is called the facing. Okay, so main door has its own other purposes also. Main door is there to receive the 人气. Because human, the family members and the guests walk in and out of this house through the main door. So the main door has its own purpose and it's very useful too. That's about it for now. So you need to do step one is to find the facing, and once you know where's the facing, then you take a lower pan or compass, go down to the ground floor, go to the facing side, take a reading and see what is that magnetic reading for your facing. If it is, for example, in this case, for example, the slides here, if it's 182, then you can map the 8th sector onto the street dietary with your unit as the center point, and then map it out. Then there you go, you have that Little Heaven 8 trigram template that shows you the 8 direction relating, with your unit as a center point. If it is a condo, then you use the condo site plan, you can map out your own unit, and then you can also find, once you map it out already, you can also find the 8 directional sector of your unit. That is using the left side template, the left side template. Now, we also need to use the right side template, and the right side template is the easiest to mount, okay, to overlap. It just basically means once you know the facing, that part will be called the front, okay, the front. And then 180 degree will be the back. And then once you know the front, then you know where's your left, you know where's your right. As easy as that. That is the second template that we use. If hardly people come, no 人气, how to enhance, then you open house, New Year open house, or time to time invite people in, invite friends to come over for dinner, or quick get together, a lot of things. If not, then you can also buy some online shopping so that you have delivery guy to come to your house and then press the doorbell, something like that. I mean, there are ways lah. There are ways. If not, then what you can do also, if you have a singing bowl, then every now and then use a singing bowl to just ring around the house, to vibrate back the energy of the house. There are 101 ways lah. But the best way, of course, is invite people in to your house, open house or dinner or catch up or whatever. That's the best way to increase 人气. Okay, there you go. You have singing bowl, then use singing bowl. Time to time, just go and ring it. Okay, so where was I? Okay, the earlier Heaven 8 trigram template, the right side template. Same thing. Once you know the frontage, you can use a street dietary, map the left, right, back. Or if it's condo, do the same mapping also. So once you know once you have done the step 1, which is to determine the facing, then all you need to know next step 2 is to identify the wealth qi path. And I also talk about, explain to you the characteristics of qi. Now, I mentioned that last week. I mentioned that the best way to understand how qi behave is to understand something. Anyone remember what I say? If you want to understand qi better, how qi behave, then you must understand how. Yes, thank you. If you remember, qi like human, how human behave. Basically, we are a body of energy. If how we behave is what qi behave. If how qi behave is how we behave. Basically, it's as simple as that. So feng shui is nothing mystical. Feng shui is pretty scientific and pretty logical and common sense. So don't complicate feng shui. Don't complicate feng shui. Right. So let me recap characteristics of qi. Qi can pick up speed over a long stretch of path, like us. When we drive down Lim Chu Kang Road, we tend to speed up a little bit. And then qi can be dispersed. If you're at the plaza, open space plaza, you see people all scattered all around. They will know how to disperse. And qi can be slowed down. So if you're approaching a traffic light, you will know how to slow down. And qi can be cut off. If it's red light, not in your favor, right? So you cannot cross, you have to stop by the edge of the road. So therefore, you are being cut off also from crossing over. So basically, that's the few key characteristics of qi we need to know, right? So based on that, and I also said last week, the best way for you to learn the external portion is to equate qi to money. Okay, to money. So if you want to receive more money, you want to change your money frequency, then first thing first, you must find a place to live in that vibrates at the frequency of money. Now, how to know that that place is vibrating at the frequency of money is to see whether there's any wealth qi or not. So what we would like the place to be is to have a wealth qi path in the form of, for example, traffic crossing, walkway, ingress, vehicle ingress and egress. Basically, I want ingress. If can, I don't want egress. But can't be. So we need ingress and egress. Okay, and there are many more. And then we also need a catchment area. Why we need catchment area? Because we want the qi to be able to stop and gather around the area so that our house, can go and tap those wealth qi into our unit. So what are catchment area? Example, not the full list here, just example. Bus stop, MRT access, not MRT track, but MRT access. That means the escalator down or the lift down or whatever to the station. Drop off point, car park, and many more. Now take note, while I put there like bus stop, MRT access, drop off point, car park, blah blah blah. Just take note, look at the actual volume. For example, traffic light, walkway, all these things. Look at the actual volume using that path and using the catchment area. If the bus stop, 2 hours then come one bus, then the qi is actually pretty in low volume. So there's nothing to shout about, if you have a house next to that bus stop. But if you have a house next to a very busy bus stop or very busy MRT access, wow, that speaks volume. Okay, that speaks volume. So we must also look at the actual situation. Okay, next, we also learned about, what we actually wanted to really learn is that, if we want to vibrate at the frequency of money, then we should not find a place that have the wealth qi being cut off. Now, what can cut off the qi? I think we have learned last week. Number 1, expressway. Number 2, highway. Number 3, river. Number 4, MRT or LRT track. Number 5, wide and long canal. How do I determine wide? Is basically if you can't jump over, that's considered wide. Okay. And then lack of vehicular and walking access. That means you have a hard time visiting someone, or you have to climb over hills and mountains to visit someone. That means that house, lack of wealth qi. Basically, this is what we want to talk about. So we want to avoid staying in a place that is void of wealth qi. We want to avoid that. If we seriously want to improve ourselves, if we want to raise our money frequency, then we must make conscious decision that the place I live in should not be void of wealth qi. Okay. So if you can find a place that's void of wealth qi, right, that would be a red alert. If you're staying in one now, consider long-term planning. If you are thinking of finding a new place to shift to, then this program comes in very useful. Okay, done. All right, so let's move on. Step 3. So this is where we continue, module 7, step 3. Once you know your qi path, whether the house got qi path or qi catchment area or not, then we move on. Okay, we move on. If say, isn't it near canal bring wealth? Water, yeah. Feng Shui always say 面山背水. It's not 面山背水. You 面山 no progress at all. Later on when we talk about how to see whether you can have progress in life or not, then there's, if you 面山 in Hokkien called 弄表. Okay, you go out, you 弄表, that means no progress. Or 背水 worse still. We'll talk about that later on. So canal, yes, canal, river, canal, if you know how to make use, it can bring in money. I think last week I talked about Singapore River and I talked about UOB building. UOB building is situated, along the Singapore River, and it is carefully situated there and carefully orientated to receive the wealthy from the river. Now, not many people know how to receive this kind of wealthy from river, from canal. Something like that. So if you know, then these are strong money, very big money coming in. But if you don't know, all these are cutting off your wealthy. So it is a double-headed snake, that kind, canal and river. Okay, so let's talk about step 3. Step 3 basically is you look at the unit, you go to the back. Now we use the right-hand side template. Go to the back. Okay, go to the back and then check the back of your house. Basically on the outside, and now we're still talking about external. Now imagine your back as your wealth storage. Okay, wealth storage. You look at the slides, you look at the picture on the right. All right. I think you know what I mean by as wealth storage. Your back is basically your wealth storage. And you heard me right. When money flows into your life, right, can you really hold on to it? Okay, hold on to it. Or do you find it slipping away like sand through your fingers? Are you ready to discover how to tell if your wealth storage is secure or not? Type yes if you want to find out, know how to tell if your house or your wealth storage is secure. Remember, there's one kind of money profile is that money always leak out one. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. So basically, let me turn on my pen. Right, so we are talking about the back here. That means go to the outside external environment, go to the back there, and then you just see what is there. See what is there. So your back is as good as this area here. Okay, this area here, like a money pouch. Money pouch. The back is actually the base the base. Okay, and the opening is actually the front. Right. So how to tell if there is a hole at the base of your money pouch? Basically is to check the back. Now, how to check the back? What to check? Now, imagine this. A beautiful landed house surrounded by other landed house. It's basically a row. It's a row. Okay, of houses. And why I single out this particular house? This is in Jakarta. Okay, is because let me draw something like that. Let me draw, top view plan. It is something like this. Pardon my drawing, but this is a row of houses. Okay, and then it is a back-to-back kind of house. So that means the back there's also, okay, wait, let me say this is the facing. The arrow are all the facing of the house. Okay, and then back to back, there are also rows. And this is the house that I'm talking about in this picture. Okay, so this is the only home in a row of houses without solid backing. It's empty. Whereas the rest of the houses, left and right, they all have back-to-back houses, back against back. So here's the kicker. For this house, these owners, despite the owner earning a significant amount of money, that means is a high income earner, huh? Is a businessman, and it earns a lot of money. But they find themselves, their pocket always empty. Now, can you tell why already now? Why is it? Why is that? Type in the chat box. Can you tell now? Thank you, Eve. No support. No, to be exact, if no back support. Thank you, Elaine. So to be exact, no solid back support. Okay, no solid back support. This empty space represent a hole in their wealth storage. So without proper backing, your financial flow, that means your money, can drain away, even though you can earn a lot of money, leaving you wondering where all the money gone. Okay, so back to you. For your house, does your bank offer solid support, or are you risking a wealth hole? Anyone want to share about your house? Based on what you have learned so far, do you have a hole at the base of your money pouch, or it is solidly sealed? Okay, next. Picture this, a lively MRT station or an expressway buzzing with cars flowing right behind your property. Just imagine this. If let's say the front is here, okay, and the MRT side here is the back, okay. Now for this kind of unit, it is the same. That means the back is not secure. Okay, the back is not secure. So these unjust scenes of daily life, and they could be creating a hole in your wealth storage. That heavy movement behind represent constant energy flow and is dispersing all the hard-earned money. So basically, at the back, when there are too much action, right, traffic or fast-flowing water like canal, Singapore River, it can disrupt your financial stability and make it difficult to hold onto your wealth. Now, if it's saying my block front window, back is main door, correct, master? That will depend. I cannot say for your house. They have to depend on the floor plan, the layout. If in that case, then my back is opposite another block. What do you think? I can't really tell until I've seen the site plan, because some houses are door in front. For example, HDB 3-room, the door is in front. Okay, the old school kind of HDB 3-room, the door is in front, together with the facing. So some newer units now, the main door is at the back. Yiling said the swimming pool behind also consider backing. In a way, yes. If let's say that swimming pool is heavily used, that means every other time when you go there, it is always full of people and people making a lot of noises, merrymaking in the swimming pool, then it's considered a bad backing. Some more. What constitutes a bad backing? So let's talk about land elevation. Have you ever thought about what's lurking behind your home? Now imagine this property. This is the back. This is most likely it's a kitchen. On both sides, I think it's a kitchen whereby they can hang out the clothes. Imagine this property with a land depression at the back, like a monsoon canal. This is wide enough. You can't cross. Even without the railing, you can't cross. Now with the railing, you lucky cannot cross. Okay, so this is considered a wide canal running through it, and this at the back of the house. Okay, so it creates a significant hole in your wealth storage. So basically what it means here is when money comes in, it can't be retained due to that land dip. That means the depression. It's like pouring water into a bucket with a hole at the bottom. So if it's asking, Master, you say where qi comes in is the front hall, so my back will be the main door, correct? I can't really tell until I have a look at your floor plan, but you can tell based on what you have learned so far from me. Is your main door the maximum opening, or is the frontage of your house has the most opening, or is your main door the same side as your window? There are so many configurations out there in Singapore. So I can't really tell whether, what you say is correct. The T comes in from your front, so your back is your main door. You have to confirm that yourself. Huh? Okay. So front have most opening. Okay. So then that is your facing. Okay. Window. So that's your facing. So where's your main door? Is it at the back of the house? Of the facing? Then the main door there will be the back. Yes, the back. In that case, yes, what you say is correct. Okay, I move on. Huh? Now I've talked about movement behind or empty behind. Then we talk about movement like MRT track behind. Okay, and then we talk about depression behind, and then move on, slope down behind. It's not depression, but it's slope down. Okay, slope down. Huh? So let's talk about this sloping down. A downward slope right behind your home. Huh? Like these houses, this is the back of this landed house. This is the back. Okay, and the back is when you get out of the back door, right? There's a big slope like this, and it's sloping downward away from you. So this represent a loss of energy and wealth flow. So imagine, let's say rainfall. When there's rain, there's water. Where the water is flowing towards. That the directional flow basically means the money is flowing away from the house. If you're saying if opposite is also block, consider good backing. Yes, consider good backing, but we must also see in between these two blocks, is there something in between? Is it a busy car park? Is it a swimming pool? Is it the canal? What is in between? Or is it just a garden, a park? There are so many configurations, so we still need to look at that. So if let's say in between these two buildings, your block and the opposite block, there is a long canal, a monsoon canal, long white canal, then again your back is not is already cut off already, or is considered cut off. So let's explore something. Okay, if say nothing below is garden, many kids will play there during evening. All right. So if many kids will play there during evening time, I think that's still okay. But if it's at any time is always busy, then your back have a lot of movement. And we say that we want the back to be still and solid one. The one movement, the one what call that empty, the one depression. We don't want also what do you call that like sloping downward. Okay, so let's explore this. The types of people who might be drawn to homes with this kind of certain back conditions, like those sloping downwards or having poor support, most likely will be those, for example, under the manager profile type, the generous spender, okay? They find themselves attracted to these houses thinking they can make it work, but they love to give and enjoy life. So in the end, money comes in, money goes out because they spend a lot. So on the other hand, the worried type one, okay, the worried type, we have the either the monk or the saver spender type. They might also be attracted to this kind of houses. Why? Because the monk, they will try to reject or they will try to reject money. And then the saver spender, they save, they save 10 cent, 10 cent, 10 cent, but one shot they spend 10,000 away. Okay, so they might be this group might be attracted to houses like this. So just take note. Okay, so everyone clear about how to check your back? If you are clear, then we will move on. Type yes, and I'll move on. Are you all clear about how to check your back? If it's asking what kind of houses, houses with lousy backing. Houses with lousy backing. I mean very weak backing. Thank you, Elaine. Okay, I'll move on. So we will now move on to check the front, which is the bright hall, which is your frontage. Okay, so let's move on. Yes, if backing must be solid and quiet. That's right. This is the rule of thumb for the backing, solid and quiet. Now move on. We talk about the front. So here's a little thought. Your front is like the mouth of your home. This is the gateway to receiving wealth from the external. Also, it's like that bottle, but is your mouth, wide open and ready to receive, or is it clogged up like a bottle with a cork? So imagine all you need to do is, go to your front and you look out and you look out, okay, of the window. Does it feel welcoming, or does it seems like it's shutting opportunities away? You know how to tell? How to tell? Example: look at that yellow box out unit on the left side, and that assuming is the facing, and you stand inside the house, looking out the front, and what do you see? Can you visualize that? If you stand inside the unit and you look out to the front, what are you expecting to see? You will see that the whole frontage from left to right are all blocked by the opposite building. Now it may look very what do you call that, overwhelming. Your frontage may look like it's all totally blocked. So a blocked frontage can means that your path to wealth and opportunities is being obstructed. So just now, Eve was talking about 面山背水. 面山 basically is to face the mountain. Now, this building on the opposite is like a mountain. And if you face a mountain like this, so big, so wide, it's as good as your bottle mouth. There is a cork blocking it. Okay. And a block frontage means that your path to wealth and opportunity is being obstructed. That means your progress will be slowed down, right? And you will feel lost. So a rule of thumb, when you look out of your window or balcony, how far can you see? Basically, how far can you see? Are you able to see beyond, okay, beyond whatever there is until you cannot see anymore? Or is it that I can only see the immediate 5 meter, 10 meter, and then straight away I got blocked by this building all the way from the extreme left all the way to the extreme right? I see nothing but the opposite units. Then that is called block. Okay. So ask yourself this now, is your front welcoming or suffocating? Are there obstacles in your way, or is your frontage clear and ready to embrace abundance and opportunities? So the frontage basically means your future, basically means your progression, future opportunities and progression. So if you want better pay, better job, better, whatever, make sure that you can have career progression. So all this better pay comes with career progression, good career progression. And how to have good career progression is to make sure that your frontage looks welcoming and open. Clear? Next. Okay, next. Your frontage, right? We also don't want a sunken frontage. Okay, sunken frontage, like a canal, a wide, long canal that cut across. Remember, I said canal already cut your wealth chi off already. If you have a wide, long canal right in front of you, is cutting your progression. Okay, cutting your progression. Right? So for a while, it may seem that, oh, my frontage has a canal. It may looks nice, but actually it spells tough times ahead. A frontage can, no, a sunken frontage like this, for example, a canal, can make it hard to collect money and can signify a challenging future. Right? So canal can also pull water away, right? I mean, dispersing the water away, pulling it away from your house. So making it out of reach to you. So it creating barriers to your financial success. So for your, do you know how's your frontage looks like? Next, if your frontage looks like this, that means a downward slope, but sloping away. Okay, sloping away. This is no good also. Like I say, if you have money, okay, if you have money, then if you have water there, you pour water there, the water will just flow away from you, down the slope, away from you. Right? So this is also no good. And it's sloping down, basically it's a symbolism of you becoming smaller and smaller. I mean sloping, I mean your life will go lower and lower and lower and lower. So your progression is not that good. Right? So it may seem harmless, okay, the downward slope may seem harmless, but then it can actually lead to significant financial challenges. So it is representing a loss of energy and wealth flow. Also, like just like gravity pull things down, this slope can pull your wealth away from you, making it difficult to retain what you earn. So are you losing opportunity even before they reach your front? If it's asking if the canal, not many water, also no good, yeah. Yeah, basically nobody can come over. Remember the expressway example that I've talked about last week, right? If they are railing there, you can't jump over. Basically, if you can't jump over, chi cannot jump over. So therefore, no wealth chi can come to your side. So it's as good as with water, no water, same same. But with water, basically means the water energy will bring the wealth chi and disperse away from you. Next, now this picture here is taken. It can't block. You want to block someone, you can't block. You have to unblock the block, basically. Okay, so unless you have the authority to tell the government to go and shift the canal away, otherwise the canal will have to be there. Or if one day the authority decide to build a bridge to let people cross over, that's like what we talk about, the expressway example, where authorities decide to build traffic light crossing, and that will change the dynamic, right? If there's no way to cross over to your side, there's no way to unblock it until you shift out of the environment or authority did something to that cut off. You get that? If okay, now back to this slide. This picture, this photo is taken from inside a unit looking out the front. So this is the frontage that you see here. This is the frontage that you see here, and it's taken from inside looking out. Now, imagine your home is this unit, and it's right next to an egress. When I say egress, means vehicular in or out lah. So for egress is going out. So with traffic constantly flowing outward, right? So what do y'all think of this house in terms of money frequency? Type in the chat box. What do you think about this unit? That when you look out at the front, the bright hall, you see an egress like this. What do you think? Elaine say money outflow. Thank you. Money outflow. Huh? Outgoing. Thank you. And outgoing. You see, there's no in arrow. Leh. It's only one and only one out arrow. So whoever stay in this house, it's like in Chinese called 入不敷出 right? That means your incoming, your outgoing is multiple times than your incoming. Or this house, if you are planning to buy, my suggestion to you is don't buy unless you have so much money that you don't know where to spend. Okay, then you can go ahead and buy this. Otherwise, my suggestion to you is don't buy. So look out for all these kind of little thing like this, because it has a lot of things to say about your money frequency. So he is saying my mom place is like that and many blocks, but got bridge cut off for accessing to another site. Like that also no good. If you have bridge to over to the other side and your unit is near to that bridge, better than those unit that have no bridge. Because if it's a long canal, right? I think that most likely there will be only one miserable bridge, and then far away one. Okay, so if your unit is near that bridge, it's better because there are opportunities for qi to come over to your side. Okay, which money profile type do you think will attract this kind of houses? Same thing, same thing. Usually it's the generous spender or the worried type. You say, but arrow facing the house, isn't it good, master? I would love arrow facing the house. I would love arrow facing the house. Qi flowing towards the house, like that. Money also can flow out. Okay, I would like arrow to come in instead of going out. You didn't say if suppose egress but flowing into your front, is it good or no good? Okay, so as long as you explore the vehicle flow, and that vehicle flow ultimately is not going out, not going out, is okay. If somehow like the picture that I show you, somehow it still have to finally go out, then basically what it means in your real life is even though you have money coming in, finally it still has to go out. You read the message? You read that? Can you all follow so far for the front? So I've covered the back and the front. Okay, good. Let's move on. Step 5. Now that we have checked the back and the front, right? So using the right hand side template, now we move on to step 5 is to check your income sectors. We are still on the external part, external surrounding of your house. So we need to check your income sectors. Income sector means incoming money sectors. So these areas, these so-called income sectors, directly influence your financial flow. Now, how to pinpoint them? So we will use the left-hand side template, which is the Little Heaven 8 trigram template. Remember, you map out the 8 directional sectors of your house on the street plan or the site plan, So what you need to do after you map out the 8 sectors is you identify where is the southeast and where is the northwest. So these two together are your wealth and career powerhouses. Southeast is your income, and northwest is your career. So most of us, the income come from our career. Okay, so we need to check these two sectors. I repeat again, southeast governs the income, northwest governs the career. So we need these two to be in good working order. So if these two sectors on your external environment are clear, unobstructed, and flowing with positive energy. When I say positive energy, basically means supporters. Okay, supportive features. And what are supportive features? What are blockers? I'll talk about that later, especially blockers. Blockers. So then if it's good, then there's a huge green light for financial growth and career advancement. But if these areas are blocked or disrupted, which we call them blockers, then it's like trying to catch the rain in a leaky bucket. So how to check? Basically, is to just make sure that your these two sectors have as little blockers as possible. And it's seriously beyond our control, but we need to have an awareness that if you stay in this house, this is the environment, external environment that you're going to have, and how are this external environment going to affect your money frequency? Is this house vibrating at the frequency of money or not? So basically, what are the blockers? I'm just highlighting some common external blockers that could be sabotaging your money flow. Now, for the southeast, these are considered your blockers. Barbecue pit, burner pit, burner pit for the 7-month burning one. Okay. Playground, government establishment, bad symbolism. Now, bad symbolism could be maybe a broken house, an empty house, or a structure, maybe a traffic light been knocked down and then nobody come to repair, it's been down there for months already, those are called bad symbolism. Construction works as well, especially those BTO or north-south corridor and the kind of massive construction and will be there for many, many, many years. Those are bad energies. I call them blockers. And if it's happening at the southeast, then you know that your income earning, because it governs income, is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So if you're doing business, you're running your own business, then you know that, once you have one customer coming today, you don't know when will be the next customer coming in again. Okay. And then if you are working for people, that means you are paid salary, then you may be wondering, how come I'm still stuck at this salary scale for so many years and not progressing at all? Okay. Right. So this is what happens if you have your southeast not in good working order. Income. Then next is your career. Northwest. Northwest, if you have barbecue pit, is called the blocker. If you have burner pit, blocker also. And things like swimming pool or pond or reservoir or any bad symbolism and construction works. If you have them at either southeast or northwest, these are the so-called blockers affecting your income and your career. If you have both together, if you have blockers at both areas, then good luck. Okay, so that place that you stay in is not good for your career, basically. Okay. Question. This list is not exhaustive. This is just a taste of what you might commonly find in your environment that can hinder your wealth flow. Example. Now, let's take a look at this particular unit. I think it is somewhere in the northeast part. Now, if you look at this, I say that, check your, where's my pen? Check your southeast. Southeast is here. And your northwest. Okay, this is your northwest. Right? Southeast looks okay. Southeast looks okay. But except for this LRT track. Right? But northwest, this what do you call that? River. Pongo River. I think this is called Pongo River. It is a body of water here at northwest. So that means while you still have consistent, predictable income coming in, but your career may be stuck. Or your career may be stuck, or you may have issue with your boss. So therefore, your boss decide to sidestep you from promotion. Now, if let's say this LT track is, is going to be here, and you're very near to the LRT track, then your wealth chi could be cut off as well. So this unit may have experienced tough time. Okay, experience tough time financially. If southeast is flat again, consider blockers. It is fine as long as those blockers that I mentioned are not there. Usually they should be okay. Okay, they should be okay. So if say northwest is my main door, also flex how you see, master. You look at the site plan. You look at the site plan and see northwest. What are there. Like for example, for this unit, the northwest are HDB block. Then there's one little park here, playground and whatever. And then this is the big body of water. Then this big body of water, we simply cannot ignore because it's so near and it's so massive. And it's at northwest. And I say that reservoir, pond, river, all these things is going to affect, at the northwest, is going to affect the career. Is that okay, Eve? So look what is there. So maybe today after this class, while go for a dinner, go out, locate your northwest and take a good look, and also check your southeast as well. Now look at this. This is also somewhere, I think Sengkang or Punggol area. I think it's Sengkang, yeah. And this is the so-called playground. What do you see here? What do you see here? This is called the playground. Okay, it is saying can flash the slide of the blocker again. Can. It's in the workbook, by the way. Okay, thanks. All right, so when you see this kind of playground, what comes to your mind? How do you feel about this playground? Creative? Nice? Thank you, Elaine. Bad symbolism. It represents a shrunken ship. Wow, if this appear at the northwest or appear at your southeast, that's it lah. It's a sunken ship kind of symbolism. Thank you. And wreck. Okay, so this is a very bad symbolism. Now I don't know who's a designer, but seriously, if you stay around in this area here, then you are vibrating at you're not vibrating at the frequency of money at all. Okay, supporters. Supporters for southeast, swimming pool, pond, reservoir, okay, park, garden, fitness station, and if you have market, mall, food center, that would be the best. Okay, or bus stop or MRT access, best. Okay, if it's at northwest, all right, northwest supporters are playground, government establishment, like what MINDEF lah, like a police station lah, all these are called government establishment. A park, a garden, fitness station, market, mall, food center, all these are considered good. Good to have at the southeast and at the northwest. So if you have them, then you are more or less vibrating at the frequency of money already. All you need to do is take care of inside. Take care of inside, and then I think you're good to go already. So if I felt that way too, be it I don't know about feng shui. Yeah, so feng shui, we don't have to overcomplicate feng shui learning because it's so logical, so common sense, and a lot of time it's very scientific. Okay, let's move on to step number 6. Now we have checked the income sectors. We also must check the spending sectors. What comes in, we need to check, and what goes out, we also need to check. So, is the spending sector is the west. Is that right next to the northwest? Okay, so this west sector is vital for managing your financial outflow. Right, and what are considered blockers at the west that could be draining your resources? Let's take a look. Barbecue pit, burner pit, swimming pool, pond, reservoir. Bad symbolism, construction works. These are the same blockers for the northwest. Okay, same blockers as the northwest. So if you have them at the west, that means you are spending like anything. Knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, you're spending. But block is not in supporter list. Yeah, block is considered neutral. Neutral. Okay, not consider supporter, not consider blockers. So you don't have to, unless there are designs. Some buildings, some blocks, some buildings come with a lot of colorful drawing on their walls. So if they're colorful drawing, I don't know what they draw. Some they draw flowers, some they draw sun, some they draw rainbow, Some don't know draw like I don't know whether it's good symbolism or bad symbolism. So if it's bad symbolism, it becomes blocker. If it's good symbolism, it becomes a supporter. Get the point? Right. So if you have this in the West, then they are considered blockers, and there goes your spending. That means your outflow is going to be huge. Okay, for supporters at the West, it is also the same as the Northwest. Things like playground, government establishment, park, garden, fitness station, market, mall, food center. All these are considered blockers. No, supporters. I'm wrong. Supporters for the West. They are the same with Northwest. Clear? Okay, so let's wrap up this module 7. Let's recap. To explore your external environment, I've come up with these what do you call that? 6 steps. Okay, 6 steps. 6 crucial steps to evaluate your surrounding and discover the money frequency you've been aligning with all along. Number 1 is to establish the facing of your house using the concept of bright hall, right? And then you move on checking your back. Okay, checking your back. And then check your front. Okay, check your front, and then check your income sector for potential blockers, and then check your spending sector because it's affecting your financial outflow. And then last but not least, basically is to stay away of external influences, because these external factors is basically beyond your control. If there's a canal there, there's nothing much you can do, but it create awareness for you. Okay, so in case you are planning to find houses, better houses to stay in, these are things that you need to avoid so that the place that you stay won't, are vibrating at the frequency of money. So make strategic changes. Use this knowledge when planning your next move, or whether it's shifting house or house hunting. So while the external environment can be limiting, you still have the power to transform your interior space. This is where you can take control, right? If you say, Master, that means I need to go downstairs to find the direction instead. Yeah. Yes, unless you know at the back of your head, where's the north, where's the south, where's the east, and then you know your environment very well, more or less, you should know what are what and at where. Otherwise, I would suggest you go down there, take a take the direction reading, and then map onto the street map so that you know where the north, from where to where is the north, from where to where is the northeast, for example, and then for the rest of the 8 sectors. And then just do a walkabout, or do a walkabout, and then see what are all these things at the southeast, northwest, and the west. Okay. So basically, we are done for module 7. And